Off to Tongariro Alpine Crossing.
Exciting.
Oh yeah, cold but exciting.
Hey guys, on a serious note, a bit of housekeeping to do. There's a first aid kit in either one of these. Fire extinguisher behind me, the big orange pack is a spill kit, and obviously you can see all the exit points. Behind this curtain, and that curtain there is a smashed glass mechanism. So, a bit of signing in to do today. The biggest thing is your number. It's an infrastructure of the park, so thank you very much. If you are a Lord of the Rings fan, if you were to go Ruapehu up Bruce Road, just under 2k's on the left hand side, there's a place called Tawhai Falls, and that's Gollum's pool in the movie. And if we went right up to the cafeteria, swung a left underneath the Skywalker and headed towards Meads Walk, that's the gateway to Mordor.
Bathrooms down there.
At least you've got good shoes on.
Oh yeah.
We're going to need them today.
Yeah, we couldn't do the circuit airport. The weather was so long last 2 days.
South Crater. Wow, Baba, it's crazy. Keep going to Red Crater.
Helps that she's a nurse. We can go anywhere without our first aid. Oh, that's good. Where Mary's ready to go.
거의 다 왔습니다.
생존했습니다.
Done. Got it. Ribeye steak, venison short ribs, salad, coconut basil soup. He's good?